So, in the top corner up there, that's your Aldi system. So as I've said already, that's what does your central heating, as well as your 10 litre hot water boiler. Now there's nothing to switch on or anything in there, I'm literally just showing you where the unit is. Moving on then further down, we've obviously got your onboard pump, and then the lovely little yellow tap is obviously your drainage tap.
Yeah.
So when it comes to winter time, or even I tend to drain mine down when I'm finished.
I always drain it before, when we leave the site.
Yeah, perfect. So
Don't
all you need to do,
with any water in it.
yeah, perfect. Just lift that up in the air, leave your taps open, and then all your water system and that boiler will simply drain straight underneath your van out of there.
Yeah.
Okay. Then moving on down, we've obviously got your consumer unit. So on the end is your battery charger.
Yeah.
And then moving on to the top, so you've got your system shut down on the end. So if you leave it unattended for any period of time and you're not on electric, you can switch that off and that stops any drain off your leisure battery. But obviously if you've got it at home plugged in, I wouldn't worry about that, I'll just leave it switched on.
We tend to go for fully serviced pitches anyway, don't we?
Yeah, you'll be fine on there. Moving on down, we've then got reverse polarity light. Now that will light up to let you know that the power is reversed externally. So if you ever take your van abroad, you'll find when you plug in, that will light up to let you know the power is reversed externally. Once you've remedied it outside, either a rewire of your leads or an adapter, come in, you'll see that light will have gone off and that means it's powering up your van then. But when that light's on, it means it's not powering the van up because there's a problem with the electric externally. Okay. We've then got your battery charger and your heating and hot water. Now I would just leave them two switches on constantly because you know then when you're plugged into the mains, A, your heating system's running on mains, and B, obviously the battery charger's topping up your 12 volt system. Okay. Then we've got your 12 volt fuses, 240 breakers, but then on the inside of your door, I'll move my knees, you've got your 12 volt fuses and then your 240 breakers.
Right.
So it lets you know which is which.
Yeah.
But the fantastic thing with the 12 volt fuses, there's little red LED lights next to them, and if the fuse is blown it will light up red so you know which one you need to change.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll come down to the door next and I'll do your control panels and everything.
This is unique.
Yeah, this is where it'll get a bit more complicated. So can you see from there?
Not really, can
No. Go on.
So here's your sort of main control panel for the van. If you notice it was black then, all you need to do to wake it up is just wave your hand across the front of it and it'll switch it back on for you. So on the very end, power off. So it's as simple as that. The only two items which are left on now, A is your heating panel and the other one is your fridge. So when you're switching everything off, you will have to manually switch off your heating and manually switch off your fridge.
Right.
Okay, so then, power back on.
So if we let all the water out, we'd have to switch the heating off, wouldn't we?
No, these new boilers, they've got sensors in them, that element will not kick in until there's water present. So you can't burn your elements out on these new ones.
That's what I was worried me. I always used to switch them all off and drain it all down.
No, you don't need to worry about that. There's sensors inside there now, so that element will not heat up until there's water present.
So they can just stay as they are now.
Yeah, don't worry about it. So on the screen now at the top, the little L is letting us know we're running on the leisure battery, and the little lightning strikes letting us know that we're running on the mains. We've then got the time in the top corner, and then 13.7 volts is just letting us know the charge in your leisure battery. Okay, then moving on to this side. Top one is your awning light, so that's your external light. But also you can switch it on and off from the door here, and then also on your keys as well. So on your keys, top one is torch, second one down is your alarm, one beep on, two beeps off, and then the third one down switches your awning light on and off. So you can turn it on and off from up here, from here, and on the keys as well. So you've got three separate switches, but you can use any of them in any order.
You can switch that on and it'll
Switch
come
it on
on
from your car, so as you walk into it.
Yeah, perfect. So next one down then is your dimmable lights. So if you notice the ones that come on above the tops of your cupboards now, they're all your dimmable lights. Every time you switch them on, it'll always come up with the dimmer level on the screen at the bottom there. And all you do is the in arrow in the middle of them adjusts it. So you can turn them up as bright as 100 or as low as 5. Okay. So I'll just turn them back up so we're not in the dark. Then the next one down is for all the rest of the lights inside the van. But what it is, all this does is send the power to the switches. So if you switch that on and the light isn't on, it's because you've got it actually switched off on the switches. Okay, then next one down is your water pump. And as you hear now, your pump's not running because I've already pressurised up your system. Your pump will only run now, A, if you're asking for water, or B, if you've run out of water externally. Okay, then Move on to this side now. So you've got the up and down arrows and the select one in the middle. So I'll push down one, heater settings. So all you're doing in here, you can adjust it from manual controls, which means we're in control of the heating here, to app. So this is where if you want to use your phone to control your heating rather than the panel, this is where you need to change it over. Right. Okay, but I'll leave it on manual for now because I'll give you a demonstration in that before I show you the app. And then down exit settings, press select, takes me back out that menu. We've then got system settings, press select. So the first thing is just setting the time and the date. So you've got the hours, the minutes, the day, the date, the year, sorry, month and then the year. Then key beep if you want it not to beep every time you press a button. Backlight is how this light screen stays lit for it. In the middle, LED light is the time that these little blue lights stay lit for. Tank alarms. Now this is the one and only thing you may find if you ever disconnect your battery, you'll have to come back in here and switch tank alarms off. All it is these systems that are put in all of Swift's range. So obviously motorhomes and things like that do have onboard tanks, but you haven't got an onboard tank on here. So if you ever disconnect your battery or anything, you may just have to come to here because it'll automatically switch back to on. So you just need to come in here.
We're having the motor mover fitted.
Yeah.
So he's got to disconnect the battery.
Yeah. So when you switch it on, what will happen when you turn your water pump on? I know your arm's probably going to drop off. When you initially switch your water pump on, it'll bleep at you saying the tank's low. Well, of course the tank's low because there isn't one. So all you need to do is come into this menu and just turn your tank alarms back off.
So how do we get into that again?
System settings, and then just keep scrolling down until you get to tank alarms. And then all you do is just press the select arrow and turn it from on to off.
Interrupt.
Yeah?
I've given Andy the paperwork.